So, Timileyin, you are many things wrapped in one. I mean, when I saw your profile, I said, "What?" The first question, of course, you were there when I saw your dad was, "Daddy, how did you do it? Which Babalawo did this jazz that made you raise an intellectual, very cerebral lady, a writer, a singer, a dancer, and someone who's top of our class and has awesome grades. I think the first to have A plus, as we used to call it back in those days, A plus. Please, I'm not old though. Aha. So Timile, let's know your full name. For those of us that don't know you, your full name.
Okay, my name is Timileyin Olugbenro.
You don't have a middle name.
Onyade.
Onyade. Nice. Okay. You don't have any English name or biblical name?
Anita.
Anita. Oh, interesting. I thought you were like me. My parents didn't give me any English name. And that's why I shortened. Okay. So you're 16 today?
No.
Oh, when?
March 9.
March 9. Okay, so happy birthday in arrears. I thought it was you were 16 today. At 13, you wrote a book called The Dream. Why? What inspired that?
Okay, so I actually wrote the book when I was 12.
Okay.
And then I had the book launch on my 13th birthday.
Okay.
So I always wanted to have a birthday party. When I was 10, I wanted a birthday party, but for some reason I just didn't have it. So I was like, when I'm turning 13, I want to have a birthday party, a big celebration. So a couple weeks before my birthday, I told my dad that, "Daddy, I want to have a birthday party, can we start planning?" And then he said, "I don't want a situation whereby we have a huge party, everyone comes to eat rice and chicken, and then they go home. Like, what can you do to celebrate your birthday? What can you do that is impactful? That you can say, okay, on my 13th birthday party, I did this." So that was where the whole idea of writing a book came around. So I was like, okay, so maybe I should write a book. So that was...
A few weeks to your 13th birthday?
Yes.
And you wrote the book. How many pages?
I'm not sure, but it's not as
Wow.
big as the...
So you write that fast. That's what I'm trying to say. Please, a round of applause for her. Wow. Now a second book. Why? Why a second book?
Okay.
Is it because of...
No. I have a completely different reason. So, should I say about 2 years ago, I discovered a part of my purpose. So,
a part of your purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still in the self-discovery stage. So,
Awesome.
I don't know how many more I'm going to eventually realize. So, a part of my purpose is self-expression. So, I'm someone that God has blessed with a lot of gifts, a lot of talents. And I just realized that, I asked myself, what can I do with these things? What can I do to inspire other people? And so that is to use my personal, stories and experiences to, impact other people, which is self-expression. So I express myself in different ways, like you said, music, dance, drama, leadership, speech, debate, languages. So writing is like another way to, express myself and inspire other people. So that was how, I started thinking about writing a second book. And when I started praying to God, okay, I'm a Christian here because no one knows I'm a child of God. I'm a believer of Christ. So when I started thinking about, a second book, what do I write about? What do I write? Like, I want to write something. I want to express myself, but I need inspiration from God. So I started praying. I was like, God, inspire me, spark that creative aspect in my head so that I can put something down to inspire people to also preach your word. And so I had a dream. Yes, I had
an epiphany.
Yes, I had a dream. And in that dream, it was my book launch. So, yes. So it was my book launch in that dream. And I was like, oh, good afternoon, sir. This is my book. And it's going to be unveiled soon. And I was like, this is my book. And then I woke up. So when I woke up from the dream, I immediately typed the name on my laptop because I knew that, no, this one is not from me. Like, it is from God. So that was how I had the inspiration for the book. And then I started writing. So I can't go into details now because the name isn't, it hasn't been unveiled yet. So I can't really go into details. But I had a dream, and then I got the name of the book, and then I started writing. Yeah.
Wow. By the way, is this how the dream looked like? Is this the dream, the book launch you saw in the dream? Was this how it looks like?
I don't remember.
It does. You don't remember?
Yes, I just know it
Okay.
was my book launch, and I was, introducing my second book to someone.
To someone or to
Yes.
people?
To someone.
To someone. Please, a round of applause for Timileyin. I mean, what I'll pick from that is, you don't just joke with certain times, certain things, or certain places, certain events are epiphany. And then you have run with it. Today, we are living in the realization of your dream. I mean, you've mentioned your inspiration, so there's no need to belabor that. Um, what's your routine like? You write, you speak, you read your books, you pass, you do chores, you're a child of God, you're singing with the choir, you dance, and all that. What's your routine like, and how do you have the time to do all of these many things?
Well, I'm a regular teenager. I think I just, when you like something, there will always be time to do that thing. And I don't do every single thing every day. So there are days where I specify. That's where organization, planning, scheduling comes
Which is
in.
why I'm asking for a routine.
Okay.
So on a typical day,
So on a weekday, I go to school, and then I come back home from school. I do my homework. I write if I have time.
you write every day.
Sometimes.
And that's why, is that how you are able to put up the book or the books?
This book in particular, I wrote in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So I wrote
Wow.
this.
3 weeks. Please, a round of applause for her once again. In 3 weeks.
Yes. So it was second week in December last year. I had mocks, like IGCSE mocks in January. So I knew that I had to finish it, that
Before
year.
the year.
Yes. Like I wanted to publish the book in 2021. And at 2020, first week in December, I hadn't written anything. So it was in second week of December, I sat down and I said, I have to write. So I wrote for 3 weeks straight, December last year. That was how I wrote that book.
Okay, so back to your routine.
Okay, so but before December, when I started writing officially, I had like ideas, so I would get inspiration. I didn't just write the whole book from that second week in December, like maybe a chapter or something I just want to put down will come into my head and I would just write it down. And then as for singing, choir, I go to church on Saturdays for a rehearsal, so I don't do that every day. And then languages. So Chinese is a subject I actually did offer in Meadow Hall.
Oh.
So it's like part of school.
Oh.
Exactly. So when I say homework, Chinese is part of homework.
Okay.
Yes.
And the acting part of homework.
Acting is also. So I want to give a huge shout out to Meadow Hall. Meadow Hall is just an amazing school. So many of the things that I discovered about myself, I was able to do that through, attending Meadow
Excuse
Hall
me,
College.
please. I have a son and a daughter. How much is your school fees? We'll talk later. Okay. Let me bring them to. It's like there's magic in that Meadow. Continue.
So in Meadow Hall, we have what we call annual dramas. So each year we have like a play that we want to act. So I always make sure I participate in that because I just love to be out there, act and express myself, sing, dance. So both of the dramas that have been done in Meadow Hall, I participated in them with
Wow.
lead roles.
I have a question. I mean, a follow up. I didn't see sports in any of this. What's your favorite sport?
Yes. Okay. So that whole story is actually written somewhere in the book.
Oh.
Yes. So I used to run. I did athletics in year 7, and then there was this whole story. I don't know if I should share the story. Okay. So I'll use that to talk then. So in year 7, I was spotted. We usually have PE classes, and then my PE teacher, Mrs. Ann, she was like, "Oh, Timileyin, you have the figure and the stature for running. Why don't you join the school training team every Wednesday and Thursday morning?" I was like, okay, so I would join. So that was in year 7. Year 7 is GSS 1, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know.
Thank you for reminding us. Some of us don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would go for practice. I would practice, and it was during that time I was getting bullied. So I was bullied for a while in year 7. So one day after,
Sorry. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh. You bully people in Meadow. I thought it was only in Odogbolu, FGC, and KC and QC that they bully. So even in this your school, you bully people. No, that's what you just said. Go ahead. I was just.
so there was a situation. Okay. So as I came back to my class from practice, there was this whole rumor. You know how, see, in year 7, year 8, year 9, that's just as 1, 2, 3, we're all immature. We're all learning. We're all, just trying to have fun with school. So there's going to be a lot of gossiping, chit chat. She said that, you said that, she said, those type of immature things. So it's not really a school thing. It's a maturing thing. So when you come from,
It's a teenage thing. It's an exuberance thing. The
pre-teen.
Oh, sorry, preteen.
Yes,
Right,
we teenagers are matured.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, continue.
Okay. So when I came back from practice, I don't know, there was this rumor, and then one of my classmates were like, "Oh, Timmy said this," and it was like the whole class was against me, and then they pushed me like, "Oh, Timmy, you said this," and then I just broke down and I was crying. So I felt that because I was having practice, there was room for people to like gossip. So I was like, if I don't go for practice, I will be in class and I won't be the one that like they used to make a new story or gossip or anything like that. So then I just stopped going for athletic practice, and that was how I stopped training. And so that was one of the stories I pointed out in the book, and I used that to pass across a message that, people will always have things to say. People will always, find something to say, but you cannot let that, change who you are or make you stop certain things that you're good at. You can imagine it's been 5 years now, and if I was still running, probably
I would be in the Olympics now.
Exactly. So that was a message I used to. I passed that message across in the book, and then I also gave another example of how, something similar happened, but I didn't let this affect me like I did with athletics.
Oh, interesting and impressive too. Thank you for recovering. That's what it's called.
You're welcome.
Comeback. So I have noticed. Well, you published book. The first book 13, the second book 16. Are we expecting another book at 19?
Yes,
19.
Yeah.
So it's now like three years.
As
Good.
the inspiration comes, so I can ask God to inspire.
Please, a round of applause for Timileyin one more time. Finally, your aspirations. What are the things you aspire to be? Because I see how do all of these things fit into where you're going. I know that. Okay. Let me just allow you answer.
Okay, so the main goal of the future career for me is neurosurgery.
Neurosurgery.
Yes.
My brother, you're laughing. Neurosurgery.
Yes.
Wait. Acting. Writing. Chinese. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so that is why I said everyone has to do that self-discovery and reflecting to know who they are, and also realize that purpose. Like I said, a part of my purpose is self-expression and helping other people. So I am inspiring other people through being myself. So you can inspire by singing, dancing, acting, writing, leading, languages. You can also help other people through, expressing yourself. And medicine is also a way to help other people.
Oh,
inspire.
yes.
Exactly. But the whole story about neuroscience, neurosurgery, medicine is also written in the book. So you will get, insights and understanding for that. So in the next 10 years, in 9 years exactly, 25, I should become a doctor. Yeah, 25, by God's grace. So,
Amen.
yes, so I see myself becoming a doctor. I see myself becoming bilingual. I hope that in the next 10 years, my Chinese is as good as my English. Probably learn another language.
French,
No.
Spanish,
Korean.
Okay, you like Asians. Excuse me. Please be preparing for an Asian husband.
I already told my dad I don't want an Asian husband.
Okay.
A Yoruba,
Yoruba.
Nigerian man.
Okay.